push back on the assertion from Russian officials. Here, the CDC has stated that there is no evidence that the depleted uranium rounds cause cancer. The World Health Organization reports that there's been no increase of leukemia or other cancers and that have been established following any exposure to uranium or DU. And even the IAEA has stated unequivocally that there is no proven link between DU exposure and increases in cancers or significant health or environmental impacts. So I would push back on that.
Well, joining us now to talk more about all this is Paul Ingram from London. He is a senior research associate at the Centre for the Study of Existential Risk at the University of Cambridge. Thanks very much for being with us. So let's talk first of all about this assertion from the Russians that there is a link to cancer here between in these munitions. Do you think there's any validity to that?
Certainly, there is some validity to the idea that depleted uranium shells are radioactive. There is strong evidence to suggest that when depleted uranium shells are used, they burn at incredibly high temperatures, which would suggest significant dispersion of radioactive materials in the area. Whether that links to cancer is it's the degree of the risk is uncertain. I think the bigger issue within this is the signal that this shows. The US and UK are prepared to support Ukraine with the latest weaponry that can be devastating in this war and could be decisive. That sounds like a good thing from a Western European perspective, but it certainly escalates the war, and escalation could lead to serious consequences.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. As far as its use on the battlefield, what sort of damage do these munitions potentially do? And
So,
could they be seen as making a difference in the conflict?
well, depleted uranium is used for two reasons. One is that it is incredibly heavy material, and that means that once it's fired at high speed, it can penetrate armor that other materials cannot. It also changes its composition when it comes under impact and it bursts into flames. And that means that it's even more effective at penetrating armor. And so it does mean that even the latest kind of armor-plated vehicles, like tanks and others, are extremely vulnerable to depleted uranium. So there's a very good reason why it's used for military purposes, and both sides, as was said earlier, seem to be using this in the field, and it does beg the question whether the armor that's in theatre is as effective as it could be, and could, as I say, be decisive in certain battles in southeast Ukraine.
Good to talk to you. Paul Ingram joining us there from London. Thank you.